on Saint Marie du Mont.
I'll tell you what, this map one, it's a rough one for eUnited so far throughout stage 2. They're 0-2 on this one. UNILAD have won the only time they've played this map, so this could be a good opportunity for UNILAD to start off on a strong foot going up against eUnited.
Well, maybe if the stats are true, which I'm sure they are, because I know you double check everything and JP is a wizard, then UNILAD with a good start here. But then I think you have to think about who did they play on those maps that they lost for eUnited. Was that in the Rise series? I think it was, right? And LG.
For eUnited, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were the two losses. That may be incorrect, but either way.
Obviously, strength of schedule plays a little bit into it.
Definitely does. But as you said, UNILAD, they're 1-0 on this map. So if they can start off 1-0 in the series as well, it's going to give them a ton of confidence. But we're going to kick things off on board with Pristine. I know there's a stat on London Docs about, when he's positive, the team tends to win pretty high. I think it was like 25-3.
I think that was throughout all of Hardpoint.
Was it all of Hardpoint? Or was it just well, either way, Pristine needs to go positive, and eUnited, I'm sure, will be looking very, very good if he's able to do that. Early on, though, it is eUnited in the hill.
Okay, I like to see the smoke grenades early on, especially for this first hard point. Sometimes it's tough, especially as an SMG player, to close the gap, right? Whenever you're trying to cross over the field, you could smoke out bunker, you could smoke out wood, depending on what side of the map you're fighting on, and really help out your chances on fighting inside the hard point. And it's eUnited off to a strong start, but here comes Alex. He's inside the hill, and he's playing right off the back of Zed, who's off to a strong start here, 4-0.
And his key, Zed just tries to play maybe a little slower there to try and get those streaks. Unfortunately, does ultimately fall. So no streaks early for UNILAD, but the rotation coming in for Shawnee. He's going to fall. Alex looking to try and trade, but there's two players there for eUnited, and ultimately they may win this fight for rotation.
And because Pristine's locking down the middle street, that's going to prompt Clayster to now overextend from the old hardpoint, so they have a pinch going on these players in Bell. There's one player left behind, that's going to be Shawnee, but Pristine knows what's going down on the map. His teammates are definitely calling out to him where to be positioned, and that's going to be up to his teammates to fill in the gaps, push into the hard points so that Pristine could have maintained that forward position. It was a great setup for eUnited, and something that's led to them having this early lead.
Yeah, 31-4, the current score. Zed responds with a nade and a kill, but immediately eUnited trading back and forth. Looks as if finally they're going to be able to get some hill time. Realistically, Ruins has barely been touched from both teams. The trades have been that back and forth. But with about 30 seconds left, you can already see eUnited starting to think about that big money hill coming up next.
Yeah, you see RCD starting to lock down the middle of the map. He's off to a great start as well at 8-4. As UNILAD, you only got 4 points to your name, but still so early on in the game. And now that you're fighting for scrap time, sometimes it's intuitive just to fight right through towards the Bell side of the map and then wrap around bunker for these upcoming spawns. We'll see if that's the play they have in mind, because they also have a split on the other side of the map.
I love that as well. Smoke grenades being used by UNILAD, recognizing, well, hold on, we don't have the spawns. UNITed's probably going to be set up. Let's try and make things a little chaotic, make things a little messy, and that's exactly what works. Alex gets himself a double, and Shawnee there for the third. They won't have the spawns just yet. They need to get another wave of kills. Unfortunately, though, for UNILAD, they're still fighting from the front.
Yeah, Shawnee not expecting that re-challenge from Fellow, but Zed here to follow up as players are starting to drop from UNILAD around the pinch from the behind. It's going to be Wuskin. Was able to find one on the clay, but gets cleaned up shortly after. So it's going to be eUnited stabilizing here on the bunker hardpoint. They can start to extend on forward and put pressure onto UNILAD as they're fighting up through the cabin field side of the map.
And again, Shawnee with the smokes, trying to give UNILAD a lane of cover, if nothing else. As Clay actually finds that pick, but it's Alex still in the hill. That's a nice double from him. Bear in mind how close to streaks he is now. 4 kills, 2 of which did come in the hill. He's at 575 out of 700. And his teammate, of course, controlling cabin. That's good for him. It means he can, rotate with a little bit of ease. Doesn't have to worry too much about that streak. But if Alex is able to get those streaks, UNILAD easily going to come back into this game.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes. It's just that one sequence where your SMG player is able to find some good timing, goes on a spree, earns some streaks, but looks like he got cut down just short. I don't believe he earned anything there. So a missed opportunity for UNILAD to convert on some streaks. In the meantime, it's Alex back on your screen here as he jumps into the hardpoint. Quickly cleaned up though, as the slang has really started to fall off for eUnited. Remember, Arsley's who's off to a double positive start. Pristine was up there as well as Clayster. Starting to fall behind a little bit, but still you have that 30-point lead. The C-Stored hardpoint is typically one that, time just goes off the clock because it's such nade heavy. Right. So look for eUnited to put themselves in a better position as we start to enter a fresh rotation of hardpoint.
Obviously, you mentioned Clay, currently 10-8. He was his own biggest critic, if you will, saying, I've got to stop with these slow hardpoint starts, and not particularly quick start, but definitely not a slow start either. As Clay gets cut down there by Zed, trying to control Cabin again. He's working towards some streaks, fellow. Not gonna let that happen though. Current score 68-46 in favor of eUnited, as we're about to head over to our second rotation of hills.
Yeah, Arceus has been the standout player for eUnited throughout stage 2 when it comes to Hardpoint. He comes into this one with a 1.13 KD for that game mode, and on the flip side of things, it's actually Wuskin for UNILAD. He comes in at a 1.2, so of course, always important to highlight that still early on, and lots of more engagements to come for all the players in the lobby here, but we're back over at the cave Hardpoint. Alex is in such a commanding position. He's able to find 3 missile.
No.
He gets all 4, and this could be the moment for UNILAD where they find their footing in the game and take the lead.
Oh my goodness gracious me. A 5 streak for Alex, 19 for 14, and again, working towards some streaks. UNILAD, they're getting a little loud here as well in Columbus, and you can kind of just sense maybe the momentum shift here. It was all eUnited early on. Alex, just take your time, don't worry. Doesn't know you're there. Finally cleans up the kill, but again, how many times have we seen players get so close to streaks and not earn them? He almost needs Shawnee to bait, and that is the help he needs. The glide bomb earned. Now he can start working towards the second and third streak as well.
Yeah, he's got the meat shields in front of him now as Alex just baiting out his teammates. This is exactly what you want to do. On his 7th spree, now you only 125 points away from the artillery barrage. In fact, he's going to invest the glide bomb here, so he's going to get the information. He spots the final 2 players.
But they spawn behind him!
They spawn right behind him, and Alex doesn't earn anything else, and wow, that was another missed opportunity for UNILAD as well as Alex.
That's so rough. He obviously pulls in the glide bomb, wanting to make sure that his team secure the hill, break through, and then start playing for spawns. But as soon as he realizes it, there's really not much he can do. Ultimately drops. But it is worth mentioning that spree has given UNILAD the lead now, 95-75. About 30 seconds still here on Ruins. But early on, it is UNILAD with the spawns, except for Pristine. Look at that play. Pushes all the way through bunker, and they have no idea he's behind enemy lines. Not able to find the pick just yet. But if he can at least find a couple of kills, wait for some teammates to give him some assistance, he could really be throwing off UNILAD.
Yeah, and just his presence of being there has done enough. Now it opens up a lane for Arceus to come around and clean up these kills. He finds Zed as well as Wuskin. Even though Pristine dies inside the hardpoint, it's eUnited with control of spawns for this upcoming bunker hardpoint. You see 2 players for UNILAD spawning out near the back bridge, make it 3 over towards the cabin side of the map. If eUnited could clean up Shawnee, who does find 3 kills, so now that's going to allow UNILAD to fight for this hardpoint, but you got to get past Pristine. He's able to find 2. Clay follows up with one of his own, so it's going to be eUnited for now with control of the hardpoint, and they've retaken the lead.
And that all comes from Pristine overextending through bunker, getting behind enemy lines. A really heads-up play from him. Clay working towards some streaks of his own as it stands. Needs to be careful because it is Alex on the flank, and Alex will win the gunfight. Looking to go for another triple. Not going to happen. Once again, you're seeing Shawnee utilize those smoke grenades to try and break straight through the front of bunker, but it's still eUnited with control. And once again, they're earning that lead.
Yeah, so it's going to be UNILAD as they try to break on through. Benson, I want to jump in on board with them with the Astro Gaming. Listen in.
Oh, he's in New Hill.
All right. Yeah, I see him. He's weak. I'll hit him.
Left side cam wall weak.
I got him in new.
I smoked it. Go.
Right side of hill. Go, push.
I'm going cabin. I'm going cabin with you guys.
I'm going cave.
Yo, they're you. They bell spawn.
Yeah, nothing spawned right there.
I'm inside cabin. Yeah, inside cabin, one shot. Inside cabin, one shot.
You should guess. I was 20.
You don't fire dead.
Let's go middle. Good fucking hill right there. Let's go.
He was
kill
right
you.
side.
Trips wall, cabin alley.
Nade hill. Need a right side.
Cabin alley dead. One bunker. One cabin wall. Weak.
He's on hill.
Cabin wall weak.
I'm one shot. Looking at you.
Let's go, Tim. Go.
I don't see you. Yeah, you dead.
Let me
I'm holding ice.
I'm 550.
Yo, just hold wall. Hold cabin wall. Hold cabin alley. No. Turn and look your cabin alley. Make sure they can't bump it.
You one with you.
Going around you. Yo,
Ramp bleak.
One spawn bunker. He split.
Spawn bells.
All good, boys.
And you hear the frustration there, Revan. Fellow saying I'm at 550. I'm working towards streaks. They're making sure they're watching cabin alley, but one player from UNILAD goes through bunker. And you just heard that sigh, just the pain really from Clay's voice as he realizes the setup instantly broken.
Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. You think you have the ideal setup going. You think you have all the avenues covered, then one player just spawns out, and everything now collapses for eUnited. At one point in time for them, it was around a 50-point lead, and it looks like they were going to build upon it. Now UNILAD back to within that 30-point mark as we enter the second set of rotations.
And the key for UNILAD here is going to be if we get to another bunker hill, right? It's been the one hill in the first couple of rotations. They haven't really had a good amount of time. If they're able to get that early rotation in and secure that hill, they will easily be able to come back and potentially take the lead. It's so far so good on the first hill of the third rotation. UNILAD doing a good job of just chipping away at eUnited's lead. Now about to be a 10-point deficit. Shawnee earns himself a glide bomb. If he's able to get everything else here, UNILAD is in a fantastic spot to really take map 1.
Yeah, this is really their third opportunity for somebody to get fully streaked out as they bring it to within 10 points. And I feel like, aside from that very first cave hardpoint we saw as, yeah, unfortunately they won't be able to convert there. But aside from that very first cave hardpoint, this has been a great hardpoint for UNILAD, second and third time around.
They're in the lead. Once again, the final 10 seconds is going to give them a very, very fragile lead. The rotation came through, but once again, it's eUnited winning the fight. Now, 2v1, however, Alex is going to be there with the support of his teammates. And this is crucial. Again, controlling the spawns for Bunker Hill here is what is essentially going to decide this game for me.
And it's crazy how close this game actually is, considering that eUnited are getting pretty heavily outslayed throughout this entire map.
Look at the spawns that come in there as well for Wuskin and Zed. Wuskin spawns cabin, Zed spawns back bunker. United, they need to be careful here because as it stands, they're not actually picking up Ruins time either. That hill was neutral for about 15 seconds. Again, this is all about who is going to make that early rotation and are those gunfights going to be won. Oh,
and as they pick up the kill on the Zed, that's going to be a clean 4 down for UNILAD. eUnited should be looking to surge up on the map here. It's Pristine locking down the mid lane, and now they're trying to shove through the belt side of the map. They're going to use the glide bomb here.
Once again, look at Pristine. It's deja vu. Exact same play. 20 seconds left. He's already made his way through bunker. He did it before. He's doing it again, and look at the effect it has on the minimap. UNILAD spawning way out. Where is eUnited spawning? Right over at bunker.
What are you using the glide bomb for? There are 20 seconds remaining on the Ruins hardpoint. You have spawns for the upcoming Bunker Hill. Why are you using the glide bomb? What is your return on your investment there? I don't understand the play call from Shawnee. Could have used it, buy some time, and that's going to be 3 going down for UNILAD, but the spawn comes in right behind them.
No one was
Shawnee
in the
pops
hill.
up.
eUnited had to get inside the hill to make sure that UNILAD didn't spawn back bunker. Instead, there's one player inside the hill. It's Zed. eUnited, though, flooding, trying to desperately get over towards the hill as UNILAD look to put themselves at 200 points. Prestini first to the fight. Is he going to be able to win it? No, he's not. Zed with 1. And all of a sudden, Arsenal realizes, hey, hold on a minute. We have to at least contest this hill.
Where's the trade? Nobody following up the push inside bunker. Now UNILAD, they've broken the 200-point mark. Zed is staying alive inside the hard point. He has help. Now here comes Pristine trying to make his way down through fire, but maybe they're just going to go up these final 20 seconds. There's only one player that was Arsenal's in a position to maybe fight inside. Things are looking great here for UNILAD as they go up by 40 points.
And eUnited, they get kind of the bunker side, or that's where they're going to fight, of course, forward. They spawn over towards Ruins. Now you see a couple players trying to push all the way through, get control of cabin side. UNILAD, they're still going to spawn back bunker. The problem is, damage is pretty much been done. UNILAD now only need 20 points to win this game. We're at East Road. This is going to get scrappy. And bear in mind, look at how long he's actually left in the game as well. Below a minute. This is going to be such a difficult comeback for United.
Man, I feel like this is always the case when me and you cast our Force Hardpoint. You got to keep so many things in the back of your mind. And, you know, just think back through the very start of the game. UNILAD have been doing such a great job of maintaining control of the cabin side of the map, especially when you get Alex set up in there with 42 kills. Someone has to go inside the hardpoint.
I
There
love
are
this
40
from
seconds
Zed.
remaining. Zed is just waiting. He's going to peek out. Nice off angle there from Placer. He's able to take down Zed, but United also have to find a way to win this upcoming rotation.
And that's 4 players down, and you know, UNILAD recognize, hold on, there's 20 seconds left. Do we need to sit on the hill? Honestly, no, you can just push through and be aggressive and play for the kills.
I think they want to lock it down because they could have won on the remaining time. Now they can no longer do so.
They're going to put themselves at a very nice score. 239 it looks like in Wuskin. Close to streaks as well. This could potentially be the end of the game. It's not going to happen. 30 seconds left on the clock. UNILAD, 239 points. eUnited, they need to play damn near perfect Call of Duty if they're going to come back and win this map.
And that was a huge kill for them to make onto Pristine as they took him out wood. That allows them all to group up and push up forward, and it's a clean 4 down for eUnited. UNILAD, they're going to do it. They only need 5 more points, Benson, and they close out map.
Oh, and Alex, we saw him get a 4-piece earlier on. He gets a 3-piece to close. And UNILAD on their feet. A wonderful, wonderful performance. And you think about how that map started, it was very much eUnited in control. And then the big shift in momentum. And there, of course, a look at the bronze star, the 4-piece from Alex. A wonderful performance from him. I think it was 45 kills overall.
Yeah, 45, 48, something like that. He had a lot of engagements as well. And he's also one of the fairly new members to this UNILAD roster. I feel like we don't talk about him enough. But with that victory over eUnited on Ardennes Forest, that makes eUnited so far 0-3 on this map in Hardpoint.
And on the flip side, UNILAD 2-0.
2-0.
Hey, unbeaten on that map. Definitely was no easy task.
No.
That's for sure. There was a couple of really nice plays that came through both you know, in terms of Alex getting, you know, 4 pieces, I think he got 2, 3 pieces in there as well. Pristine making some heads-up plays on rotation, but overall, when push came to shove, it was UNILAD that closed it out.
Yeah, I think in general, UNILAD just did a better job of locking down Cabin throughout the whole map. Of course, that's large in part due to Alex just snapping back and forth onto players. Then really where Pristine has that big impact is, you know, 2 times you pointed out on that bunker hard point, just flanking around. And then there are a couple of opportunities, you know, as well for eUnited to get streaked out and then maybe not keeping track of spawns or having some open spots in their setup. There are definitely some things that they could have done better. But if you're a UNILAD fan, this is exactly how you want to start out this series.
This definitely is. UNILAD 1-0 up here for the first game of the day. I know Jess caught up with the UNILAD squad before the game started.
Thanks, Ben. That's right. I actually chatted with Shawnee a little bit, and he said that UNILAD was feeling really good about this matchup. He said in particular they were pretty happy about how the map selection phase had gone. He did add that this is a really big, very important match for UNILAD, but that doesn't necessarily make them any more nervous. He said, yeah, there's more pressure on it, knowing that this is a big game, but, you know, nerves are just part of the job. So let's see if they can continue their success from this first map. Back over to you, casters.
Thank you very much, Jess. UNILAD didn't look nervous at all. They held their bottle right towards the end there and ultimately made a nice little comeback in Ardennes Forest. Map 2, though, Search and Destroy. It's Texas, I believe, if memory serves. Was there any interesting stats that you noted from Texas, or is it looking like this could be a pretty even game, too?
Nah, I think it's going to be pretty even. I mean, UNILAD have at least some experience throughout Stage 2. They won the only time they played it. This will be the first time we're seeing eUnited play USS Texas, but we know from the past that they're more than capable about bringing out snipers, and they're pretty confident on this one. But, you know, just tailing off the back of that Shawnee interview real quick, I think the important thing for these European teams is just not play scared when you're going up against a North American team. And I know sometimes it's a little daunting when you're going up against, you know, big names, event winners, that you could kind of mentally put yourself out of it. But, you know, they're not playing scared. They're bringing the aggression right to eUnited.
I mean, there's a way to kind of get over that. It's you take map 1, right? You look very good in the series from that point. You give yourself a fantastic chance. What worries me, if you're an eUnited fan, how many times have you been in this exact situation? You know, you go 1-0 down, you go 2-0 down, then they make a reverse sweep. This slow start in series for eUnited, it has to stop. It cannot continue, because against the better teams in the division, like, or even in the other division as well, they'll just bury you in 3. It won't go to a 4. It won't go to a 5. You'll be done and dusted. I'm not sure what it is about these slow starts, but eUnited, they need a fix, and they need it quick.
Yeah, I wonder if it's something where maybe they're just underestimating their opponents or overlooking them a little bit just going into the series. And, you know, it's not oftentimes that we do favor eUnited. Like, a lot of times they do make it hard on themselves throughout these series. And
yeah, they do.
Just like you were saying, you got to find a way. You are the better team coming to this series. You got to find a way to just, I don't know, just
close it out.
Yeah, close it out.
Close out that first
I feel like
map,
we say that about so many teams. I was just looking for a different phrase. But yeah, close out the games. Find a way to win.
Pretty much. Well, map 2 about to get underway. USS Texas Search and Destroy. UNILAD looked fantastic in map 1. Can they keep the momentum up here in Search? They're going to be on the attacking side. Round number 1. It's going to be Wuskin with the sniper rifle. It looks as if he's going to play over towards the B side while Bomb heads over to A.
Okay, I think I saw that they had 2 smokes to use, and there's one being deployed early on over at B. Pre-shot as well. And it's 2 quick kills coming in for UNILAD. Arcades is able to respond after, so it's 3v2 early on for UNILAD. They got the man advantage, make it all down to Arcades. Already, we've only played about 15 seconds, and the round is already over. And clearly, UNILAD are carrying their momentum through here at the start of map 2. It's a quick round 1 victory for them.
Very quick indeed. It looked like Clay was trying to catch a pretty lucky timing, but it just didn't work out in his favor as he tried to make it a 2v2. Instead, UNILAD close out round 1 very, very quickly indeed. Now, of course, you're going to look for eUnited to respond as they have their first attacking round of the map.
Yeah, the nice thing about offense is typically you're in the position to dictate the pace, right? Unless the defense want to do something super aggressive up on the map. And in that round 1, UNILAD, they just brought the aggression right down through the bottom basement. They had the sniper lockdown over towards the B site. Let's see what eUnited decides to do here.
I like that play from Clay. He's watching, making sure Pristine can get some map control. And as well, with how quick UNILAD is playing, you're anticipating a rush. Shawnee goes for that rush, and Pristine finds first blood. Advantage, eUnited.
Okay, maybe a little overambitious there from Shawnee, just diving out from that B site lane. Oh my God, Wuskin.
Hello?
That's an easy pick for Arcades. 2 easy kills so far in this round for eUnited. Sloppy shots there to follow up as he does get cleaned up. But in the end of things, you have the man advantage. The bomb's getting planted. You're here. You're all set up. You just work the trades in your favor. But Zed, oh, he jumps up, jumps down, low, finds kill. It's all down to Pristine. 1v2 for him. And UNILAD steal the round.
And that's another one of those situations where, you know, Clay has that sniper rifle in his back pocket. He has his machine pistol. He just needs to check. He's trying to cover his teammate. he gets the information as a player there, but at that point, he's trying to play his life, and it just a very unfortunate series of events occur, and ultimately United lose around.
Just adding on to your point, the thing is, like, you have Clayster and you also have Pristine both going up the same staircase to look over the player behind the bomb. Nobody was watching below that A bomb site, and I think the sniper rifle player, the Clayster, that's typically like your lane, right? Like, just go on your little balcony there, look under the bomb, and make sure no one can jump up.
Although it must be said, Arstides with sloppy shots on a kill, which you would expect him to get almost every single time. That could definitely be a turning point in that round as well. Now the UNILAD 2-0 up. No sloppy shots at all from them. Zed leads the way at 4-1. Wuskin just kind of hanging out with the sniper rifle. Seeing if he can find a pick and spot Clay. Needs to be careful though, because Clay called that out to Pristine, I believe, who is above him. So Wuskin definitely has been hunted, but UNILAD say, well, if they're just going to try and give us a sight, we'll try and get the plant, but instead, nice coordinated nades come through from eUnited. They get the first blood.
Yeah, we love to see that. Just basic coordination. You get the first hit mark. RCC is there to follow up. Good nades coming out of the Twins here. Now, time could start to be blood off the clock. There's 45 seconds remaining, and eUnited, you could safely assume that the bomb is down over at that A bomb site. Wuskin's now trying to push up, see if he can find an avenue of attack. He will spot RCDs. That's a nice shot to bring things back, even in the man count. But here comes Shawnee. Keep an eye on him as he comes up on the flank. Should find an easy kill here on the fellow, and he does just that. Clayster now, he might get caught, he might get isolated here. Wuskin with the challenge, but there's the trade for Zed, and the final player has been spotted. It's a 1v1, Zed versus Pristine.
Pristine tries to scramble away, and it's not going to be allowed to happen. Zed chases, and that's just good teamwork overall there from UNILAD, collapsing in on Clay, making sure each trade came through as quickly as possible, and Zed, to the point, not deciding, all right, let me play slow, let me try and play the bottom. About 18 seconds left, he just says, no, I'm chasing, I'm getting the kill. We're going up 3-0.
Dear ranked play teammates, that's how I want you to follow me up in some ranked games, right? Let's work some trades. Like, I'll make the opening, you just hit the person with one bullet, they're usually dead.
And it was Shawnee that really opened things up there, right? It was a nice kind of distraction that Wuskin was giving him with the sniper rifle. Shawnee's allowed to get a ton of map control, shoots fellow in the back, and then all of a sudden, eUnited setup completely goes up a certain creek, let's just say.
All right, and it's really a tale of two different teams right now. You have a lot of momentum behind UNILAD. Everything's going right for them, and eUnited seems like maybe they're getting a little bit defeated, but still many rounds left to play. You just got to approach it one by one. I mean, that's a nice angle from Wuskin right there.
Yeah, but that's an angle that you should know if you're United. I mean, Pristine played that same angle the round before.
Don't do it. Do not peek out, RCs. Just stay
I think Wuskin just saw him.
Yeah, he did.
He knows RC's there. He's going to get information that Fellow's there as well. Wuskin's going to peek. Fellow may actually be able to land some shots, or RC's may, but great nade comes through, and 3v2 now in favor of UNILAD.
Don't do
it! Peek?
He was waiting the entire time, and now it's all down to Clayster, one by one. eUnited are crumbling before our eyes. It's Zed on a 5 spree. He's got a glide bomb working towards artillery barrage.
And it's worth mentioning, this isn't close. UNILAD are playing very, very good Call of Duty right now as Clay tries to clutch a 1v3. He will make it a 1v2, but Zed is still alive. And Zed, of course, the player towards the streets. Clay's going to get spotted and shot in the back. UNILAD with a big, big point to prove early on here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're coming out swinging, man, and eUnited, they're just not showing up yet. Maybe it's first game, you know, coming off a long weekend, but you had a ton of momentum. You beat the best team widely regarded in the game as in Riot's Nation to end the week. And then you're coming out, you highlighted it perfectly. Like, these are typically the games where eUnited falls, and they're falling right now.
Yeah, they're not looking good at all. And I mentioned it last week when we casted over eUnited. The one thing Burns said, he noticed the big improvement from stage 1 was how vocal they were. Even when they were down, we're not hearing that same kind of noise early on here. United definitely flat. We'll see Wuskin to kick things off with that sniper rifle, trying to cover teammates. Bear in mind, Zed does have that glide bomb, so realistically, as soon as his teammate goes towards that bomb, he can call that just to make sure bomb does go down.
Smoke could have been a little bit better over at the bomb site.
Just a tad.
Just a little nitpick, though. But Shawnee does find first blood as he takes down Clayster, and that's the third one in this game for UNILAD. Things are looking good for them to go up 5-0, but here comes Pristine. He shuts down Alex, and now they're going to back out of the A-bomb site. Pristine finds 2. Wuskin in the back trying to look over his teammate Zed, who are still working towards some streaks. They will find Fell up top, but that's a missed shot. Maybe an opening for a trade to come in, but if Wuskin just hits one of those 2 shots, now we're even at 2-2. The fellow's able to stay alive. eUnited now working with the man advantage.
And you can see UNILAD wanted to use that glide bomb post plant, but as soon as you get site control, you almost force eUnited out to at least throw nades, right? That could have been the perfect time to drop that glide bomb and try and secure that bomb down. Instead, we find ourselves in a situation where it's a 2v3, but Zed has to play it maybe a little slower than he wants to because he's also still working towards progression towards his second and third tier streak. So he doesn't want to pick up the bomb. Meanwhile, Wuskin has a sniper rifle. He doesn't want to go towards the bomb and try and plant it. So realistically, this now should be a round eUnited win.
Yeah, I'm not sure, UNILAD, if you even want to commit to this. Maybe Wuskin can, but Fellow goes
Now
along the flank. Wait, they find 2 kills. That's all on the Pristine.
And you
Are
have
they getting the
full
bomb?
streaks.
Are they getting the bomb planted? Pristine has to commit to this. Is he going to find the angle? Yes, he will. 2 seconds, 1 second.
So
Too close to comfort.
close.
Too close for comfort there if you're eUnited.
On the plus side for UNILAD, you don't win the round, but you do get full streaks. So playing that slow waiting game works out in their favor. Pristine just managed to evade Wuskin and picked up a nice kill. Easy kill by his standards. And more importantly, gives eUnited their first round win here in Search and Destroy.
And it's something to build off of, right? And look, the guys on eUnited, they're smart. They know how to do addition, so they know that these streaks should be in play, and you should just adjust your play from there.
Most definitely will. 4-1 though, the score for UNILAD. Can eUnited claw their way back? I mean, Fellow at 1 and 5. You've got Clay at 2 and 5. RC's 3 and 5. Pristine, the only one going positive here in the search. As Wuskin looks to try and find an angle over towards Clay. Both players, of course, sniper rifles in hand. Being very, very slow. Wuskin, some streak progression for him as well. But I have a feeling it really isn't even going to make that much of a difference. Does he find the angle on Clay? Clay slow peeking up. Now he sees Clay. Clay spots Wuskin, but both players kind of back down.
All right, so as both teams are just trying to feel each other out, the glide bomb's going to get called in, so Clay could get isolated here. Either way, information gained for UNILAD. And no, this is actually an impactful map in the series. Let me real quick read you off the S&D KDs for UNILAD, all right? So
okay.
Zed's the only one positive. He's at a 1.07. Coming to this one, Wuskin's at a 0.8, Shawnee's at a 0.53, and Alex was at a 0.52. So just looking at stats alone, like this should be a game mode where eUnited come to the series and just wipe the floor with UNILAD, but clearly that's not the case.
Throw those stats out the window. Zed is 8 and 2, Wuskin 5 and 2. They've got streaks, they've got the lead. Surely they close out map 2. Of course, it's eUnited that's still trying to get the plant down. Fellow's going to go for it. Zed not going to expect to play to his left. Instead, try to dedicate over towards the bomb. And that's a big round for eUnited. They invest a glide bomb, they invest a fighter pilot. 2 streaks down. They lose the round anyway. You still have an artillery barrage, but that just felt weird. The pacing, which was so successful for UNILAD in the first few rounds, just disappeared. They played that round slow, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it's just weird usage of streaks as well. I feel like I've seen Zed do the exact same thing in a previous series throughout Stage 2, where he decides to commit 2 streaks in the same round, and they just don't get anything off the tail end of it, especially when considering that you're down a man. Usually you rely on those streaks to find a kill, find information so you could find some kills or get some key information up on the map, but 2 streaks used, round win for eUnited.
And for me, Pristine is huge this round.
All right.
I think Pristine is the player that you should watch, and he gets blooded. He was on a 4 streak, good progression. Instead, the kills all come through. The trades through Clay and RC's 2v3 make that RC's a 1v3.
All right, not there for the trade, and he just gets picked off. So off the back of a round where UNILAD used 2 streaks, they don't get the round win, and then they just ramp up the aggression, right? The trades work in their favor once again, just going back to what won them all of the previous rounds, and now
Right, makes sense.
no mistakes left to make for eUnited.
Yeah.
Perfect S&D from here on out. You have a long road ahead of you, 1 round at a time, and you know for a fact that there's still an artillery barrage in play. So late game S&D, especially when we're talking about defense trying to retake bomb sites, you have to worry about that, and you have to work quickly. Got to take out Zed.
Definitely do. Good round for UNILAD. Just kind of keeps things under their control. 4-3, very different than 5-2. That's for sure, especially as you mentioned, they
nice
still
shot.
have the artillery barrage. Wuskin to get first blooded by Clay with a sniper rifle. Advantage eUnited. Can they build upon it? To your point, they know there's still an artillery barrage in play.
Okay, so now eUnited, it's up to them. Where do you want to put the aggression on the map?
I feel like
there's the double nade. You go right now.
I feel like you can't waste time. You can't waste this much time if you're eUnited. You have to dedicate to something.
And RC's just gets isolated over at the A bomb site. Fellows there with the trade, though, so man advantage back in favor of eUnited, but with Zed still alive, he's always a menace on the map. They will spot him as he backs up. 50 seconds remaining. Are eUnited going to commit?
Bear in mind, Zed is the player with the artillery barrage, too. So a kill on him would be massive. Zed just trying to be a nuisance. He drops Alex for the 1v3. Can he do it? Now makes it a 1v2. Bomb, of course, now being planted. Pristine has to stay alive. You do not want to needlessly throw away your life.
Stop fighting him alone. You have the man advantage. Use it. Back up. You have the bomb. Post-plant positioning. Fight a 2v1. You have the man advantage. You got to use it. 35 seconds remaining. Oh, no. You're going to give him another 1v1 down low. Alex is clutching this round.
Fellow for 3 and 6 currently. Can he outplay Alex? It was a 1v3. He's made it to a 1v1 situation. Problem is, time is of the essence. 21 seconds on the clock. Of course, he has to defuse the bomb as well. He tries to hunt down Fellow. Not spotted him just yet. Fellow peek checks bomb. Alex is going to run straight towards him. Landed some nice shots, but ultimately it's Fellow that clutches up and keeps eUnited alive here in game 2.
That was pretty close. Alex centering was on point right there, but Fellow just gets first shot. Winds up being the difference maker here, and that's a very scary round for eUnited. That was a 1v3 for Alex, and you give him 3 different 1v1s. Like, that's just a recipe for disaster.
You're asking to get clutched on.
Yeah, but you get the round win at the end of the day, right? You still have to worry about the artillery barrage for these future rounds, but the round win is all you care about at the end of the day, and eUnited live to see another one.
5-3 now, the score. Just UNILAD on the attack. Play again with the sniper, looking to control that B Street. Wiskin going to go from down low this time, spots one. Fellow calls out Wiskin as well, so Clay has some information, and the hit marker comes through.
Nade him, yeah, there you go.
Wiskin pulls it out to his teammate with the early challenge. Smoke grenades out at B, advantage UNILAD.
Yeah, now the smoke comes out just to maybe draw a rotation, but they're going to commit to this bomb plant. Wiskin finds another one with the sniper rifle. It's all down to Clay and Pristine. Clay knows the bomb's getting planted. This is a 1v1 for him on the site. Alex takes some shots. He falls. Clay can now swap out for a main gun. Where is it?
It's not there.
It's not there. It's not on the ground.
Oh,
He's
that's
left
so
with the machine
unfortunate.
pistol. Zek gets spotted as well, and now it's all down to Clay. 1v3.
1v3 finally finds an STG. First player, Zed, spots him. Now it's a 1v2. Player to the left, player to the right. Clay falls. And UNILAD cruise through game 2 to give them a 2-0 advantage. And that means, once again, eUnited will have to try and complete a reverse sweep.
And this is 100% UNILAD's series to lose now. They're in such a commanding position. This is a game mode coming into this one. I read the stats all for you. They had one player above a 1.0, one at a 0.8, and 2 at like a 0.52 and like a 0.53. Like, just judging off stats alone, this should have been a game mode where eUnited came in and wiped the floor with UNILAD. Instead, it's the other way around, and UNILAD now find themselves 2-0 up over eUnited. And I think that face on Arcades just sums up the whole series right
Yes,
now.
it does. Absolute frustration on the faces of eUnited. On the other side, it's nothing but happiness so far for UNILAD. They currently have themselves a 2-0 lead in the series. Can they close it out? We'll be back after this with CTF Flag Tower.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWL Pro League presented by the PlayStation 4.
Black goes down, folks, with the comeback complexity.
The 16 best teams in the world are here to compete.
Down, Pristine finds the double, pushing in his one more, and Place is roaring.
First shot goes down, Slasher wins the 1 versus 1.
We got a series on our hands.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's eUnited versus UNILAD on the main stage, and it's UNILAD that lead the series 2-0. We head over next to a CTF flag tower, and you know, Revan, we were looking at some of those statistics in that commercial break. I know Clay has a great KD in CTF as a whole. I think it's like a 1.33, I believe.
Yeah.
But both teams unbeaten on flag tower. They both played it once, both won it once.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we actually casted eUnited. Their only map win was against Rise Nation in the flag tower CTF. They won that one 5-2 pretty comfortably.
Right, but Rise don't practice CTF, so there's that, right? But in this one, UNILAD 2-0. As we said in the series, if they could close this out, it would be so big for them. We always talk about beating the teams that you're in contention for playoffs. This would be a nice win for them. And it's going to give them a ton of momentum as well. It really will. But early on, first 30 seconds gone, and it's UNILAD playing aggressive. This is what was their key to success.
Yeah, 100%. And look, you're a little worried if you're an United fan coming to this map. We're CTF throughout stage 2. I mean, you have Alex, he comes into this one with a 1.25. You have Weskin coming into this one with a 1.22. Zed even has a 1.06. So once again, this is just statistically, obviously strength of schedule plays a bit into it, but UNILAD had the KDs to back him up and come around the flank. It's going to be Shawnee. He finds one. So 2v2 on the map. Almost got that second call on the Clater there. That would have eopened up the entire map. But now you have Alex trying to maintain this forward position. Nobody for United rotating back. Someone's got to rotate. There you go. RC's is going to do it. At least they spot him, so they know that there's presence at the flag. And if you're Alex, you get that kill. Well, Weskin picks up fellow. I think you go right for the flag, and you force United to make a decision on the map.
Yeah, he basically snuck behind without anyone really noticing. However, he does fall, and United try and turn on the aggression themselves. Nasty jumps top mid, should find one in Shawnee. Connects with the kill, nicely done. However, it doesn't seem right now that anyone's in a prime position to pull. That leaves just one player alive. It is Alex. But defensively, you just feel like he's going to clutch up every time. Not this time, however. Fellow should be good to pull the flag.
And now it's Shawnee coming up off respawn. One player as well. Weskin, he spawns in the bottom lobby, so he's got a great defensive angle to back up to. And now the kill's being exchanged in the base of UNILAD. The team kill comes in. Shawnee takes out Weskin, but Alex, he's set up. Bottom gun off respawn. He finds one. Clay here now trying to keep the push alive. Now it's a foot race on the overextension as Shawnee and Weskin are desperately trying to push on forward and stop this flag attempt. But Pristine's got the angle cut off. It's going to be United striking first.
Yeah, that was a nice win from Pristine. He made sure he had the angle to watch the cross and connected with some clean shots. United draw first blood here in CTF. 1-0 up. Alex defensively shuts down RCTs. And again, one player sneaks through from UNILAD. Look at Shawnee so far, but he actually shoots. So now United know, hold on a minute, there could be a player flanking. And that's exactly why Pristine stays back, calls out to his teammate off spawn. That's RC's. Hey, cover that left-hand side of the map. Let's make sure we clean up the kill. Finally, the kill comes through. Shawnee goes down, and United should know they can push through. Instead, however, you still have RC's playing super slow at the back.
But it's going to be Pristine surging on forward through the outskirts. He finds Zed. Nice shots as he deletes him from the map, and now he's just looking to buy some time. His teammates pushing up off respawn. They have all the angles covered. You spawn up over near your big gun. You already had a player pushed out over near the wood side of the map, so you could safely assume that everything is clear now. It's just going to come down to these waves of kills, and right now it's going in favor of UNILAD. Shawnee was able to find 2, and those 2 are responded with rather quickly by the side of eUnited, and once again, kills going down the base of UNILAD. The flag does get pulled, and this should be a flag cap.
Yeah, this is a lot better from eUnited. They're responding with aggression of their own. Obviously, you know, we talked about Fellow statistically not massively strong in CTF. 11-6 start for him on a 2 streak. He's going to cap the flag as well. So look for some streak progression coming through for him. He's going to be pretty close, 450 out of 700. Just whether he can get those streaks. Meanwhile, Clay still being aggressive. They've actually tried to set up a relay here. Flag has been pulled by RC's, and honestly, if they can manage to get 3 players down, I would love to see RC's just say to Fellow, hey, kill me, take the flag, cap the flag, let's guarantee streaks.
They should be doing that right now.
Unless RC's is, well, RC's on a 4 streak, he's probably close. He gets himself a glide bomb as well. So not the end of the world, but Fellow, he needs to secure these streaks as well. They're able to get 2 sets of streaks, 3-0 up after 4 minutes of gameplay. I mean, this is GG.
Yeah, and just for reference, Fellow comes into this game with a .79 CTF KD ratio, so if he's able to maintain this pace and just stay around that 2.0, you're going to see that number drastically go up. But speaking about Arcitys, he's also around that 2.0, and now he's fully streaked out, everything to work with. And that relay that United got set up, it's something that they do really well on this match specifically. You saw it against Rise Nation, just being able to get the cutoffs and being able to anticipate the opposing team's spawn. Sometimes it's tough on a map like Flag Tower, but United are able to get it done.
I think that's the key, is understanding where the other team is going to spawn. And Clay did a phenomenal job there to set up that relay and ultimately winning those Fellow gunfights, which came in the second wave, if you will. But it's 3-0, 25 seconds left the first half. United do have streaks. And Archie's actually going to invest a glide bomb here. So they're going to get the information. Can they now use that to try and push through and get another flag? 14 seconds left. Clay has put himself in a good position to pull. He has to anticipate someone being in there, but doesn't.
Yeah, the glide bomb hit the player in there, so it's a little weird that he doesn't like automatically assume someone's gonna be in the back. And now UNILAD on the other side of the map. The flag gets touched, so that's gonna extend the time. Shawnee finds the kill as well. The trade is here for Fellow. He's gonna dive on in for the return. Instead, just a little too slow. So eUnited, you invest a glide bomb at the end, try to extend the time and get maybe one more on the board, but you're still sitting pretty at 3-0 flag lead.
Yeah, don't mind it too much because you're 3-0 up, right? You can afford to make those risks when you have a big cushion, and it is, of course, just a glide bomb, not like he invested a fighter pilot, for example, which could have been a little tragic, but it seems familiar territory for eUnited. They go 2-0 down in the series, like I brought up earlier on. Now they find themselves some good footing here in CTF, where despite UNILAD's early strong start, they looked good. They were winning the first kind of couple of waves of gunfights. They were being aggressive, good map control. It's eUnited that capped the flags.
Yep, thanks to Arcitys as well as Fellow. They're having great games right now. Lots of streaks to work with on the side of eUnited still. And now it's the break. Second half, it's going to be UNILAD here, trying to set the tempo, trying to set the pace. Wuskin's trapped, currently in electric. Arcitys is there trying to lock him in, but the kills are being made, traded out between both teams. Shawnee might have an avenue to fight through. And I'm starting to see these UNILAD players switch to Mountain Division for good reason, obviously with that fighter pilot still being in play, but it just slows you down so much on the map. And I get the understanding that players are, you know, they're a bit kind of hesitant to switch over to Mountain as quickly as they do because lethal grenades, concussion grenades that get thrown your way, one of them is going to have an effect on you when you swap over.
Here's the problem. You're making that switch with 4 minutes still to play. You're 3-0 down. You're almost at a point in the game where you kind of can't afford to make that switch. You almost want to keep your airborne classes out, try and pull the flag, and force them to use their streaks as early as you can. If you're continuously getting stunned and naded, you're not really going to be able to put as much pressure as you would like, and you're definitely not going to be able to run the flag as quickly across the map. That's why you see Zed actually keep the airborne class out, touches the flag, ultimately forces out a fighter pilot.
Yeah, exactly what we were just talking about. Now, with no glide bomb in play, with no fighter pilot in play, those kind of information gathering streaks, you no longer have to worry about them. So you don't have to swap over to Mountain. You can stick with airborne, stick with armored, whatever you fancy more. But it's going to be Pristine in the UNILAD base. He's got their flag in his hand as well. It's going to be Alex on the defensive end. Now as we jump across, Shawnee's going to be able to pick up the United flag, push it on forward. Has to win an engagement. Shawnee's there. Actually, I think somebody definitely helped him out with that kill. But from behind, trailing is Clayster. It's going to be Alex here from support. He does spot 2 United players, but you have the angles covered. They're not there just yet, and you have a fighting chance here to keep this flag run alive.
A miss. Another glide bomb comes through. Wuskin will fall. It's Clay that earns some streaks, and you see he's dangerously close to getting himself fully streaked out. It would have been great if he could have got the return there, but when you're that close to a streak, he almost just wants to play it a little slow, play it safe. Remind, of course, Archie still does have that artillery barrage to use, but with 3 minutes left, you're looking at a flag a minute now for UNILAD. Time is ticking, and they haven't really been aggressive at all in the second half outside of one flag touch.
I was about to say, United had a great push setup. They had all their lanes covered. I wouldn't have been surprised to see maybe an artillery barrage invested by Arcitys, but speaking of that, Clayster's able to finally earn those tier 2 and tier 3 streaks, so still lots of toys to play with on the United side as they're setting up a push here at the UNILAD base. Arcitys is able to pick it up. He's got support from Pristine watching his back. There's nobody in position for UNILAD, but wait, is the angle going to be there? Arcitys gets shot in the foot on the dive. It's going to be a return here for UNILAD. Still down by 3 flags, but this could be an opportunity for you to put pressure on the eUnited base.
And this is a great opportunity for a counterattack. Zed's going to go straight for the flag, gets the kill as well, but recognizes there's 2 players spawning over to the right-hand side. Teammates, can they just distract long enough? Bear in mind, there are still streaks that are available. The artillery barrage is going to be invested here. Can Zed somehow sneak his way through? Is he just going to go for it? That's the question.
Insane. You're a maniac.
Fellow's going to be right there as well to go for the stop, but no one's going to kill him. Flag goes in. A minute 51, a 3-1 game. Wuskin, the only man alive, and now he's in a position where he almost has to play hero.
They're not expecting Shawnee to spawn there. They're not expecting Shawnee to spawn electric. He just pushed to that lane. Shawnee, you got to turn around. You're going the wrong way, bud. Yes, turn around. Put some pressure onto the flag carrier. The fighter pilot gets called in, but do they spot Shawnee? I think maybe at the tail end. They know Wuskin's at their base. United clean him up. What? And I guess just like that.
The flag, it's not been returned. Pristine versus Alex.
Dive, Alex.
Oh, he's going to fall, and Pristine's going to run the flag home 4-1. There were so many weird plays.
Yeah.
Wuskin is set trying to play in a clutch position, but they call in a fighter pilot which shoots towards you. At that point, they know you're there. You have to try and readjust. You can't just sit there. They're obviously going to pre-fire. Clay's calling you out. Another artillery barrage, of course, is going to be invested here. And I mean, this map is, this is done. 4-1 United, they stay alive in the series.
Yeah, plus you also got to keep in mind, Shawnee spawns electric just as eUnited push on through. And then if he would have just waited there instead of going mid, he could have at least had the opportunity to go for the flag return, but Shawnee will be able to put this flag home. UNILAD, you're still down by 2 flags. You got 40 seconds left. I guess it's still technically possible. You got to get that 3rd flag relatively soon.
Wuskin needs to kill this guy and pull the flag instantly. He's only able to do one of the two. No one in a position to assist. So this one, as we said, is over. United will extend the series to a game 4 and stay alive. But this second half is a little crazy. Had its crazy moments there towards the end.
Look, sometimes that's why you like flag tower CTF. Anything could realistically happen if you're able to get that second wave of kills, aid yourself in getting that flag out of the base. Shawnee will be able to, pick up the flag, but not enough time remaining, right, to extend it. So, like you've been saying, eUnited stay alive in the series as Fellow finish things off there with a nice 2-piece, and we will live to see another Hardpoint, and now maybe eUnited are finding their rhythm in this series, building some momentum. After a tough map 1 and map 2 loss, they're looking to complete the reverse sweep.
Again. Just it's such a familiar territory. I guess that's good, right, for United. They're very consistent at taking it to game 5 from being 2-0 down. I'm sure that they would like to start closing series out a little easier, but this is by no means going to a game 5. Of course, we have to talk about that hard point. The first hard point, UNILAD were so good, so composed. Ultimately managed to just take over towards the end. Map 4, I believe, is going to be, is it St. Marie or am I crazy?
I think you're right on that. I think it is St. Marie.
Is it St. Marie? I might be crazy.
It's either that or St. Marie's the game 5.
Might be the game 5. Either way, we'll take a look at them.
Either way, there's a St. Marie in there.
There is, I think, unless we're both crazy. But eUnited, as we said, stay alive in the series with that game 3 win. Fellow with a great performance in that first half and really carried it through for the most part. But UNILAD just really not able to really kind of be as aggressive as we expected.
Yep, and let's take a rewind real quick as we take a look at the Scuff Gaming play of the game. This is what we were just talking about. A crazy series of events winds up leading to eUnited getting a flag cap. Come around the back, this was Shawnee as he spawned up initially towards the electric side of the map. For a moment there, it was looking like Alex, as he picks up the kill on the Arstys, does he commit a little too long on this fight against Pristine? Pristine's just looking to buy some time, right? eUnited don't need that flag cap. More pressures on the UNILAD to get the return in this situation.
The problem Alex has is he's stuck between 2 minds because he knows Clay is off spawn behind him. So he recognizes, I need to kill Pristine, but I also need to get the flag return. If he waits any longer for Pristine to slow peek, Alex gets shot in the back, Clay kills him, and he's not able to get the return. So realistically, the best possible chance he had would have been just to run up the flag and try and make a hero play. But when you see someone, your first natural instinct is, let me try and kill the guy.
And it's plays and situations like that is why I absolutely love competitive Call of Duty. There's so much information thrown at you in such a short period of time. I mean, you have to figure Alex in that moment, he has maybe less than 2 seconds to decide, think of an instinct, and think of the right play to make. And now we can see how the series will play out. It's actually going to be Gibraltar hardpoint for game 4, but we will see St. Marie if we get to game 5.
Of course, that St. Marie search and destroy. But Gibraltar hardpoint now between these 2 teams. Can eUnited take it to that game 5? Or will UNILAD close it out 3-1? In terms of St. Marie as a map here with our 2 teams, Revan, did you notice anything interesting earlier on in the day when you were going over all your stats? Any interesting records?
I mean, both teams have only played it 1 time. United have won, UNILAD have lost, but also got to keep in mind, disregarding the first search and destroy that we saw in this series, the stats just overall for UNILAD when it comes down to that game order are just absolutely abysmal.
I think that's the only map they won, right?
Yeah.
It was the Texas. So you look at that game 5 and you think, well, okay.
It's not Texas. You should be good.
Yeah, maybe United do have a chance of closing it out, but it's definitely not game 5 yet. We have to go through a Hardpoint Gibraltar first and foremost. UNILAD still in a good position to close this one out, but they need to start off strong here and just put a stop to any further eUnited momentum.
Yeah, and this one's all going to be about the assault rifle players. Look at Wuskin and Shawnee going up against Clacer as well as Arcides. Pristine, it's a nice matchup against Alex, and then Fellow versus Zed. I think you got clear-cut matchups, and wow, it's a great start for eUnited as all 4 go down. You toss 2 grenades and you get 4 kills. It's the best start possible for eUnited. Now they already have their ideal setup going for this first hardpoint, but he spawned out. See, this is something that FaZe do so often on a map like Gibraltar, and I think they're the only team that does it correctly. They're able to put aggression on over near top bricks on this first hardpoint because they'll have replays back up and play safety near that second hardpoint, ensuring that his team will get spawns. This time, you saw eUnited, they were all pushed up mid-map, and then they added aggression over towards top bricks, over towards top stone. They had nobody anchoring in the back, and just like that, UNILAD spawned out, and now all of a sudden they're in a great position for this new hardpoint.
Game starts off perfectly for eUnited. 4 players down, you have pick control, and then you lose the spawn. But speaking of spawns, no, Alex actually spawns way out. So does his teammate Zed. A little bit of aggression being put on the other side of the map. Shawnee has to stay alive here. He's the one lone player from UNILAD, but eUnited know he's here.
Guys, I need some help. Alex is there. He's able to find Arcity, so at least some pressure will be relieved as Shawnee still influences spawns in the back. His teammates looking to pinch on in. Here comes a wild placer, though. Does finish a kill into Alex, so it should be eUnited stabilizing here on the second hardpoint, assuming they get this kill onto Zed.
Bear in mind, this is the first touch on the hill. It took about 15 seconds or so of points before someone jumped on. Pristine close to streaks, gonna earn his glide bump. Nicely played and stays alive, more importantly. Towards the second and third streak, Wilson gonna be absolute one-shot. And with 25 seconds left, honestly, if you're eUnited, you can stop being aggressive here and try to go for an early rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you could lock down the remaining scrap time. You have these streaks to aid you. We always talk about this rotation from Fort Courtyard to Castle Road. You could use these streaks just to aid you in that rotation. Now you don't have to play like safety through cave, or you could just fight right through the front, use a fire pilot, use a glide bomb, get those spawns under your control. Although I think we could all agree here, eUnited are definitely in a great position to start off this game.
And that's a lovely bait and switch to get control of cave there from eUnited. Arceus is ultimately able to find the pick. He's going to drop the glide bomb down towards that street side. UNILAD will still spawn in, however. Clay tries to win that first fight. Pristine jumps into the hill, pre-fire, hip fire coming through. Unfortunately, though, for UNILAD, they do lose control of those spawns. And there is the spawn coming in for UNIted. Now they control Castle Road.
Yeah, I was about to say, both teams in that situation, they're just watching their kill cams and listening to the communication. Are they dead yet? Can I spawn in? And, you know, there's only so much time in a kill cam. UNILAD wind up spawning out, and then UNIted push on through. It's a great break, aided by that glide bomb. And now that results in around a 70-point lead here. And growing for UNIted as Pristine just snaps onto Shawnee right there. Still with streaks remaining, now you have that opportunity to overlap.
And look at his stat line right now, 12 and 3. We're obviously talking about eUnited and Hardpoint when he
and
goes
he's a sub. And he's an SMG.
He's beaming with everything right now. He's getting close to overlapping his streaks. At this point, you almost have to invest another streak because you're going to get 2 sets of streaks. So he's going to use the fighter pilot for rotation. Shawnee's going to fall. Can he find Wuskin as well? Yes, he can. That's Alex. 3 players go down. And now he's just an assist away from another glide bomb. In all honesty, you could just drop the artillery barrage down. I would just use the artillery to get a glide bomb.
The way he's frying, absolutely. Drop that artillery barrage. Like, you're looking at anything and they're just instantly dying on the map. Like, he's got the fry right now. He's got a great angle as well over towards the top sidewalk.
Use the artillery barrage.
You could use it. 50 points away. I think you might as well.
You absolutely may as well. You have to have faith in your ability at this point with how well you're playing. He's so focused on just picking up that kill. 23 seconds left. Well, there we go. He's going to overlap. He gets another artillery and another fighter pilot. He decided to play it safe, which I respect. But at 18 and 3, Pristine is taking over Gibraltar.
Not only is he on a 10 spree, he's doing this as the main SMG for his team. A minute, 10 seconds inside the hard point. He's doing everything right now. I mean, keep in mind, you add up Wuskin, Zed, and Shawnee, all of them combined have 18 kills. That's just as many as Pristine. Right now, he's
outslaying the team.
It's absolutely insane just to see the performance. But where is this eUnited in game 1? Why has it taken them this long to show up?
They were still asleep, Revan. I think that must be it. As Pristine, you couldn't ask for a better map. The game is coming so easy to him at 21.
They're up by 140 points.
This is just a wonderful, wonderful performance. And bear in mind, it's not like he just sat there and stat padded either. He was playing around the hill.
And growing in the hill.
He's sitting in pit. He's going to find another assist. 4 players go down. Can eUnited take control of the spawns? That's the question. As Clay trying to make something happen. The fighter pilot's going to be invested, and I mean, you can see a fair amount of mountain was on there for UNILAD, but it doesn't matter. They just walk straight through.
Dead.
It's so easy, and Clay's getting loud as UNILAD spawn so far out. There's still streaks to be used, and we could actually see Pristine overlap that third set of streaks. Turns around. Oh my goodness me, looking for 3. Not gonna happen, but damage has been done. Pristine turned up to a whole different level.
Holy crap. Was that like a 13, 14 kill spree? The man has only died 4 times. He's got 24 kills, 4 deaths, 6-1 right now.
Time.
He's doing everything right now. eUnited have broken the 200-point mark. UNILAD have 21 points.
This is brutal. We obviously talk a lot about a 100-point club. Well, UNILAD, you're about to be playing a 25-point club if you're not careful. They need at least a little bit of hill time. Pristine, the man of the moment, tries to make something happen in the hill, but luckily Fellow's there to trade. And when you have this big of a cushion, it's worth mentioning. This game is well and truly over. This was over when Pristine started his streak. Truly phenomenal stuff from eUnited. The rotation is going to come through, and they're winning all the key gunfights. It's Fellow this time on rotation. He's won that fight. He also has support of RCs on the other side. Yes, UNILAD, I believe, do get some streaks of their own, but I hate to say it, Alex,
too late.
Who cares?
Too little, too late. Let me put it this way for you guys out there. eUnited need 27 more seconds before UNILAD get 211 seconds.
That's a...
Who are you going to favor? Who are you going to favor?
You'd be a brave man to bet on UNILAD right now, wouldn't you? You'd also be clinically insane, more than likely. But hey, I guess in your back of your mind, you could say, well, if eUnited can do it, UNILAD can do it. But it's just double artillery barrages on the map. Good luck getting over bridge, boys. Whether it's friendly or the enemy, it doesn't quite matter. This is just almost like a lap of honor now for Pristine. It's like you've done the hard work. You're 27-8. You know, just go for a couple of world stars here and there, and then put this one to bed and go to a game 5.
You're going to do whatever you want, just as long as you don't blow a 200-point lead. Still a long road ahead for UNILAD, but look, technically,
the squad,
it's still
dude,
possible.
Stop. I can't. There's no way. I'm not even gonna. No.
How fitting would it be if it would be eUnited to blow like a 200-point lead to lose the series against UNILAD?
It's almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
There's no way. I refuse to believe it. It's not going to be a 25-point club, but it's going to be 100 points more than likely as UNILAD somehow stay alive for now. Stop it. Stop it. Pristine, win your gunfight. There you go.
Each kill they get, each second they tick up on the board, I'm starting to believe it more and more. But it's such like unbelievable odds that, just like you're saying, you'd be clinically insane to bet against eUnited at this point in the match. I mean, you figure all somebody has to do on eUnited is just to start slaying again. Obviously, Pristine goes on like that absurd kill spree, but somebody else has to do something. You figure he's opened up enough room at 30-13 with 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Someone else could sit in the hard point for 21 more seconds.
Yeah, you can't even really consider it unless UNILAD gets to 150 points. I think it's 160.
150 with like full streaks.
Yeah, then you're like, all right, maybe it is possible. But as you can see, there's only so many times you're going to be able to get wave after wave after kill of kills. If you're UNILAD,
there's enough scrap time.
Exactly that, and this is where games get so difficult to control. 10 more seconds is all eUnited need to close this one out and send a 2-0 deficit to a game 5. Great composure in game 3 and just a stellar standout performance here in game 4. Pristine 31-15, double positive in Hardpoint, and I feel like, imagine this game was closer, right? Imagine UNILAD get to like, oh, I don't know, 220 points. Think how many kills Pristine could potentially even drop at that pace.
70.
It's nuts what we just witnessed him do.
But would we expect anything less from an eUnited series?
No, absolutely not. No. And once again, a series I'm casting goes to game 5.
Dude, JP, we need some casting stats for Ben. How many game 5s has been casted so far?
It's crazy.
I feel like you're saying this every day. You're like, oh, you know, I got another game 5 on my hands, and here you go. This was looking like a series where UNILAD had the opportunity to 3-0, and now all of a sudden, eUnited stabilized the CTF. They absolutely mollywhopped UNILAD in this hard point, large in part due to Pristine, that man on your screen down there with the Calvin Klein hat. But eUnited, obviously, now a lot of momentum behind them, but if you're UNILAD after getting beat that bad, How do you keep yourself mentally going into this game 5?
I don't think you can, especially knowing that the one map that you're good at in Search was the map 2 that you played and dominated. Every other map they've had their struggles with. St. Marie du Mont, a map that, of course, eUnited have looked pretty good at. They've been pretty clutch on this map, using it as a game 5 to close that series. I'm worried for UNILAD. I'm very, very worried.
Me too, and coming into this series, after that game 1, after that game 2, I was the biggest UNILAD fan out there, but now not so much, as United looking to close it out in 5.
Yeah, potentially. Can they complete the reverse sweep after a dominating game 3, game 4? We're going to St. Marie du Mont, search and destroy. It's game 5 time here for the first game of the day at the Call of Duty World League, presented by PlayStation 4. UNILAD were 2-0 up in the series for a resilient comeback from eUnited. They go 4-2 in Flag Tower CTF and a 250-117 Hardpoint Gibraltar. But honestly, I think that scoreline is flattering for UNILAD. It should have been way, way, way worse. But now we head to a St. Marie du Mont search and destroy. Game 5.
Yeah, it was like 230 to 20 at one point in that game, thanks to Pristine, who had a heroic performance. But here you go, St. Marie du Mont, search and destroy. We're here, and the action's going down over at the B bomb site. Smokes and other various grenades being tossed out. But this is the complete UNILAD setup here. Everybody's kind of centralized around that B bomb site. The rotation is open for eUnited. If they want to take it, it looks like that might be the avenue they want to go down.
Shawnee already gets site control, though. And Clay just trying to be so sneaky. Has Pristine to his left, who's going to dive across, just trying to bait something out. And, well, he's going to spot Shawnee now. Clay only lands a couple of shots, though, so they have to back away.
Still, everybody from UNILAD centralized around the B bomb site. A couple players inside red, some watching that long flank. So if fellow wants to, he can take that bomb into the A bomb site, especially now that RCs is cleared out over near top red. Those are bait shots. I think they know that Zed is over near top red, and they're just looking for an angle to try to pick somebody off. And now with 30 seconds remaining, Clay finally finds first blood as he takes down Shawnee, and that should prompt the bomb to push on forward and maybe get planted, but no, they're going to rotate it back.
Why?
I don't know if they have time for this.
You could have just gone over to the A site and you basically had that for free. Alex still has site control. Now you're relying on just great trades to come through if you're United. RC sits the flank, but luckily the trades do come through and leave Zed in a 1v2.
Just need to get one kill here. Kill the bomb planner and get away with your life. Find a way to do it. Actually spots RCDs. You know he's got to be playing the bomb. You jump out right on top of Zed. One more bullet will do it, and there you go. To open up game 5, the final map in the series, Zed closes it out with a 1v2 clutch.
I'm so surprised that they didn't just go A.
Me too. I am too, Ben, but look, the main thing for me is that you did not have time there for eUnited to rotate back into the B bomb site. Sure, you do find first blood, but that's just another opening that the defense has to fill in, right? You kind of figure, I mean, obviously we have all the information as spectators. Right? We knew that everybody from UNILAD was near that B bomb site. I still don't agree with that rotation back. I think one rotation is enough. As soon as you start to think that maybe we should take the bomb more towards A, I think you got to commit to it.
Almost double bluffed yourself in a way. But it is UNILAD that draw first blood, and they get first blood here in the round as Alex connects with an aid on Fellow. Aristides was able to shut down Zed before Alex traded him out as well. So number advantage in UNILAD's favor. Bomb also being planted. Alex should spot Clay, and some nice shots. Alex has been shooting so well, it must be said. Just a fantastic series from him all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, especially you think about what he was able to do on that Ardennes Forest. Shutting down Pristine there, but Pristine got the best of him on that Gibraltar hardpoint. Does find one more kill in this round. Now it's all down to Clayster. A 1v3 situation for him. Time ticking down, 20 seconds remaining. No Shawnee's behind the bomb. Does pick up that kill. Oh, almost snapped on the Wuskin there, but just too many players to take care of. 2 rounds played equals 2 rounds won here for UNILAD.
Very, very important couple of rounds as well. Just gives them a little bit of momentum back into this series after being blown out in map 4. We both looked at each other and said, well, this might be GG. Very, very important that they started off strong, just put their past behind them. And you can see the boys of UNILAD communicating, going over what the plan is for the next round. Of course, UNILAD, they're back on the attack. Or sorry, back on the defense, I should say. But Alex on 4 streak at 5-1, already starting to work towards some streaks.
Yeah, get some early streaks, snowball the game in your favor, but it's going to be Clay. Switch up the pace here as he brings out a sniper. Saw a tweet from Wuskin's twin brother. That's a nice shot from Clay to open things up, but there's the trade immediately. Scraps obviously rooting for his twin brother and UNILAD here. Predicted them to win the game 5, and they're off to a good start.
Who would have thought? Twin brother predicted twin brother to win.
Dude, honestly, I'm not sure if this could ever happen, but I would love to see Scraps and Wuskin team up with Pristine and Aristides.
You know what's really weird? I said the other day, I would love to see Scraps and Wuskin just swap one day and just not tell anyone and see who noticed. Like, it'd be hilarious. Like, for like one game at like Anaheim, they just swap jerseys and see who notices. It'd be hilarious. Zed, he's going to find Aristides. Can he find the second as well? Not going to happen. Clay shuts him down. It's a 2v1, 20 seconds left.
Okay, Wuskin. Tall task ahead of him. Keep in mind, he has to go for that bomb defuse. So that's 7.5 seconds already off the clock, and Pristine's just going to melt him right there. So eUnited find their first round, and they find their footing here in St. Marie du Mont. Keep in mind, this is the final game in the series. Somehow we found our way here. After UNILAD came out strong in those first 2 maps, they start to falter a bit in that CTF, and then obviously that game 4 hardpoint wasn't really even close. So you figure just coming into this matchup there, or coming into this map, There should have been a lot of like positive and good vibes behind this eUnited lineup, but they always find a way to just make these series tough on themselves, and they still have a road ahead of them. Of course, we've only played 3 rounds here in this final map, but it all comes down to this.
Fellow at 0-3, Shawnee 0-3 as well. Look for both of those two players to step up. Of course, Fellow, traditionally a fantastic search and destroy player, but how's he looking overall, Revan, in terms of stage 2 so far, Search?
He's got a .92. In fact, everybody on eUnited under 1. Their highest KD for search and destroy is a .94. Clay's at a .91. Pristine .87. Arcedes has that .94. So things could be better.
I'll see if he's able to step up here again. Still waiting for first blood. Of course, the bomb has been planted, though. 30 seconds. United need the retake, and Fellow's got to be a little careful there that he doesn't just charge right in front of Clay. The team kill comes through. Pristine dies. Clay, again, working towards some kind of streak progression. It's a 2v3, still possible with 20 seconds left. You think it's practically impossible as it stands, and Clay should probably just try and stay alive and work towards those streaks.
Yeah, it's a tough call to make. 1, he likes his progression, and 2, you don't want to feed any extra progression over to somebody like Shawnee with that bomb blown up, but it looks like that's going to be the call to make. And also, speaking of streaks, Alex does die. I believe he had, what was it, like 400 points?
Yeah, he was close.
Towards that glide bomb coming to this round. So now Clay, he should have good progression, and thank you, Paradox, for showing Shawnee. Shawnee also has 400 points, and that's deceiving to look at, right?
2 plants, that's why.
Yeah, 2 plants. He's got like 1 kill, equals 400 points, equals decent progression towards the glide bomb.
Yeah, definitely going to be a key player here to watch and see if he is able to put the streaks, but Clay has to make that decision, right? He has to decide, do I allow the bomb to go off, or do I try and obviously pick up Shawnee? Was able to find Alex, but now round 5, UNILAD with the advantage 3-1, and United, they're heading over towards A.
Yeah, I wish I would have actually given Clayster the bomb. They're able to take control of the bomb site early on. I mean, look how far pushed up Pristine is. That's a lot of map control towards this A bomb site. And now first blood comes in. Alex does wind up falling. That's a nice nade from Pristine. I believe one of his teammates followed up. Good coordinated grenades. We saw it from them on Texas as well. The bomb's going to get planted, and you figure if Clay gets that bomb plant, now he's just that much closer. But you have the angles starting to be set up here by UNILAD. 2v4 retake.
This is a 4v2. If you're United, you're trying to feed Clay at least one of these kills. I mean, you can see what Clay's done. He's decided to go deep up into the map, watching the flank. Little does he know, though, he's probably not going to see too much action back there. Both UNILAD players over towards Wuskin's side of the map, and Wuskin's going to open things up, instantly gets traded out. And Shawnee, again, being so close to streaks, you have this weird situation where he's trying to basically do what Clay's doing, playing for his life. Is Clay going to spot Shawnee? Either way, if we see this gunfight, the outcome is going to be huge for the rest of this map.
Never noticed how big like their thumb is like when they aim in on the model.
Oh, he spots Shawnee.
Nice shot.
And he gets the pick, and that's, again, to reiterate, that's so important. It puts Clay closer to streaks, and it stops Shawnee from getting his as well.
Yep. Gonna see it again here in the Bronze Star. Easy spot, easy kill here for Clayster.
That is a big thumb.
Right? I mean, I guess they are super soldiers at the end of the day, but damn. Where are they feeding them?
United still down in this one, but looking to tie things up. As it stands, UNILAD 3-2 advantage. Still waiting for Fellow to get that first kill.
Okay, Clay. Talked about it, 6 spree. Great start for him. Now you got to follow it through. It's still UNILAD with the lead, though, only by 1 round, and there's first blood. Wuskin now getting involved there as he takes down Arcedes, but there's the trade. Clay finds kill on this Shawnee. Yeah, definitely not tracking or expecting him to be earning the glide bomb this round, but as UNILAD start to back up out the site, maybe now as we see in hindsight, you might want to save it. Down a man as well. You have control of the bomb site. You figure they're going to go A. Maybe you could use it on the retake. It'd be nice if you could find 1 more kill before you use it, though.
Right, make it a 2v2. Vaguely get some form of information. Because Pristine's so worried about, obviously, someone going underneath him. Bottom restaurant. Clay is going to pick that up, so they don't have to worry about it too much now. Zed directly to Clay's left, and Clay would love to get fully streaked out here, but again, 2v3, 35 seconds. Now Clay's going to opt to use it, but he needs to be careful because players may actually just rush over towards restaurant. He's going to call out Zed. Should be able to find one. That's going to be Alex that goes down, and Zed underneath him.
Clay knows. I hear Clay making the call out.
Oh, but he drops down. He needs to make sure he picks up this kill. Where's the teammate to come in? Pristine. Clay played that absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're going to know that's the bomb as well. So Clay should just back up out of there, stay alive, keep your progression, and have Pristine play first contact on the bomb that's dropped, because now there's no longer time left to get the bomb planted. It all comes down to Wuskin trying to find a miraculous 2-piece, which is not going to happen. So It was a man disadvantage for eUnited in that round, but thanks to some glide bomb information gained by Clayster, they're able to walk away with the victory. And it was really important that Zed just, I think he ran through bottom red, and Clay was posted up over near the top. I heard Clay making the call. He's like, there's a guy bottom red. There's a guy bottom red. Pristine able to put himself in a position to make the trade happen.
It was so important that he reacted as quickly as he did, because Clay put a lot of faith there that Pristine was going to clean that up. He tagged him up. He was playing for the assist. Yes, if he gets the kill, he earns an extra treat. You can make the argument he played that passively, but to me, that's just intelligent play, because it was a 2v3. You're trying to win the round first and foremost, and that's exactly what eUnited do. They tie things up 3-3.
Clay's trying to do everything he possibly can to walk away with this Game 5 victory. 11-2 on an 8 spree.
That's huge.
His 3 other teammates combined for a total of 7 kills. Fella yet to find his first one.
Basically has an ace over his entire team.
Yeah, it's a one-man show at the time being, and you don't like to see that if you're eUnited. Yes, we love to see Clayster play well, but it always comes down to a team effort at the end of the day. You cannot win games 1v4.
And here's the worry, right? Clay's so conscious now about those streaks. Is he going to maybe play a little too slow? That's the question. You'd love to pick up maybe an assist or something, and Prestine's going to fall, and this is where you want to see Clay trade it. Tags up Shawnee pretty hard. Another assist comes out. He knows Alex is up top, and that's just beautiful shots from Clay. Fully streaked out. Bomb, of course, right in front of him, but this is a 1v2. 30 seconds left. Smoke goes down. He's able to grab the bomb.
You know what he's thinking. He wants to get the bomb down at A and use these streaks to walk away with the win. Let's see if he... Obviously, the plan is in motion. He's thought about it preemptively. Now he just needs to execute on the play. Waskin is here, not watching the cross.
Oh my
They're working
Lord.
the 2v2. And keep in mind, because it was UNILAD who threw the smoke towards that bomb, that gave cover for Clay. It gave him the confidence to go pick it up. Now are they going to try to spot him here? Goes on.
Oh, Clay, you're
top of the bomb.
so brave going for that gunfight.
I was going to say, like, we knew the plan was there. The win condition as well. He had those 2 streaks to deny the bomb defusal, but just gets picked off by Waskin.
And the problem Clay had was he really didn't have too much information on where either UNILAD player was. You can anticipate one player being top red, which is kind of why he looked. Problem was he tried to take the gunfight. Best case scenario for him there is he gets out. You pick one side, doesn't matter. Take the 50-50 risk. Go left, go right. And then you have an artillery barrage, you have a fighter pilot. That round is almost impossible to lose.
Yep. But he just had to put himself in that situation. The idea was there. We saw it from the get-go, and now...
I mean, he has to check, right? Because he can't just cross because he's just going to get shot.
Yep, absolutely. And now UNILAD retake the lead here in the search and destroy. Waskin is on a 4-spree, and he's getting close to his own glide bomb. 150 points away. Smoke down the middle of the street. That's going to open up room for Shawnee to now push on forward. As here's the game plan for UNILAD. There's first blood coming in. The trade as well. Alex taking more fire. Another trade comes in as Pristine shuts him down. So now man advantage over to eUnited. Not for long as Shawnee comes around the flank. The bomb still in the hands of Waskin.
I know that's important, right? He has the bomb. So he's basically just sat back and said, all right, teammates, tell me what to do. Do I go B? Do I go A? If he gets that bomb down, he's going to be dangerously close to those streaks.
Also, with Clay still alive, you have those streaks available late round for eUnited on a retake. Maybe late in the round, you could artillery barrage B and focus your defense over at A, and it looks like he's going to use something right now. Fighter pilot coming in.
Is he gonna use it today?
Does Shawnee have Mountain?
I think he's just waiting. I think he's waiting until the bomb goes down, then he's gonna use it instantly on either side. There he's gonna invest it over to
never mind.
And gets nothing for it. Leads a little bit of time off the clock though. But still.
Artillery barrage B or A?
You have to do B surely. Yeah. It goes for B, that's beautiful. That basically secures the round as long as they just don't die.
As long as they don't mess it up, right? And there's Clay. He finds the call into Waskin. Shawnee, he's going to bring it out to a 1v1 with 10 seconds remaining. Him versus Pristine. I'm not even sure why you're going for the bomb.
You cannot plan, yeah.
Yeah, you got to search the map. And Clay, even though you invest both high-impact streaks, you get the round win. At the end of the day, you tie the game up going into round number 9.
Most definitely do. 4-4 in Game 5. High-stress situation there for Clay.
I'm getting stressed out.
Dude, this is nail-bitingly close for both these two teams. It's worth mentioning. As there a look at Clay with a phenomenal performance here in the Game 5. Talk about way to step up when your team needs you the most. Fully streaked out, double-digit kills, but does need his teammates to just step up a little bit more here. 13-4 is Clay's score. Fellow really struggled in this Game 5 at 1-6.
His teammates combined for a total of 10 kills. It's been Clayster from start to finish for this eUnited lineup. And here comes the action. It's eUnited dictating the pace, ramping up the aggression into B, and Shawnee wants no part of it.
Yeah, he peeked. He saw 4 players basically running at him. He was like, we're out. Not going to risk it. And of course, if you're UNILAD, you know they don't have any streaks left to use. So, post-plant, it's not going to be just kind of sit in a corner and use a fighter pilot or an artillery. But Waskin trying to break through with a sniper rifle. He's going to spot one first. That's Pristine. The trade comes through 3v3.
Okay. And now Zed trying to find an avenue through top red.
Bear in mind, look at that long flank from Alex.
Long flank from Alex. That could be what opens up this bomb site for UNILAD to retake it successfully. Wuskin feeling some pressure. He's forced to back on up, just playing his life. But here comes Zed, working alongside Alex, trying to break into the bomb site. They gotta go. Time is of the essence here. Only 10 seconds remaining on that bomb timer, but they find both kills. And now UNILAD put themselves on series point.
And that's such a tough spot, right? Because you see what happens. As soon as that kill on the flank comes through, Fellow recognizes Wuskin's over at UNILAD's side, and he doesn't chase that kill. He recognizes if I chase the kill, I may just needlessly throw away my life.
Yeah.
But the end product of that is Fellow's so worried about Wuskin pushing through that Clay can't cover all the angles by himself in the site, and ultimately UNILAD just kind of walk into the site and retake with ease.
Yeah, the setup collapses for eUnited. Big plays being made by Alex along the flank. Zed also was forced to reposition out of top red. It was tough for eUnited to keep track, but now we could be entering what might be our final round of the series.
And UNILAD, again, to reiterate, in map 1 and 2 look phenomenal. And here in game 5, they are clutching up. Looks as if they're going to try and cross over towards the A side. Are they just going to push right through? That would be a brave play.
I like it.
They're considering it.
Push through and wrap, especially if you could isolate Clay, like the only person getting kills for eUnited in this game.
Oh, if Clay dies, you basically win this game.
And they're going for the bomb plant. They have 2 players pushed up forward along the sandbags, both angles covered as well. And then they have one kind of pseudo watching the flank. That's going to be Wuskin. Bomb gets planted, 4v4 situation. Now let's see who can make the kills go in their favor.
Clay calls for the help. 2 players come. You still have Arcees up top. He's going to find the pick on Shawnee. That was the guy that planted the bomb. Now Fellow's going to collapse. 2 players go down. It's a 4v2. You could potentially just hop on the bomb as well if you want to get brave. Arcee spots 1 player bottom courtyard. And in fact, there is a player defusing the bomb. Beautiful plays from Fellow. Decides just to hop straight on the bomb. Don't give anything away whatsoever. And eUnited, they're going to force a round 11 here in game 5.
In eUnited fashion, right? This is typical eUnited gameplay here. But look, that retake was perfectly done by eUnited. Kill by kill, the way they entered the bomb site, and just the decisive play that they showed there, especially by the subs, right? Pristine and Fellow working alongside each other perfectly to just take those 2 players off of the sandbags position. And then once you find those 2 kills, the other remaining members of UNILAD are just spread out too far. They had no control of the bomb site after the fact. And now it all comes down to this. 1 round, and there can only be 1 victor.
And UNILAD on the attacking side. You see the intent straight off the bat. They're heading over towards the B side. Fellow's been so aggressive. He just gives away first blood. Meanwhile, you talk about aggression. Pristine's already on the flank. And now when you're a man down, you're looking to desperately level things up. But
they're reading it.
They know he's here. Can he find at least 1? Yes, he can. Ultimately falls. Still advantage UNILAD 3v2.
Okay, at least he's able to trade his life out. That's like worst case scenario. Now it's down to Arcees and Clay. Both great anchors. You know, you put them in power positions up on the map and they can lock down lanes. Let's see if they could make it happen here. As it's going to be Arcees over at B. They spot him, and now maybe UNILAD think about a rotation. And Clay going to try to push through. I think he was spotted, though.
Clay needs to be so careful because there's a player going on a big, wide flank. It is Wuskin, and he recognizes, I should just play my life here. I need to make sure I don't leave Arcees in a 1v3 at the other side of the map.
Now,
they may have just baited another rotation to B.
Arcees still posted up here. 30 seconds remaining, and Arcees, he's feeling the pressure, right? He's like, there could be somebody at red. They could be hitting my front. Too many angles, and I'm only 1 person. Gives up the bomb site, and now UNILAD could get the objective down. Alex is running around with a pistol out. Almost gets caught out position there. In fact, Arcees is going to commit to that. And no follow-up from Clay.
It's a 1v3. Spots Wuskin.
Oh!
Can he find the second? Zed's going to be 1 shot. Still the 1v2. Has to worry about Alex on site. Peeks Alex. Oh! Finds the kill. Clay! Can he do it? No! 1 more bullet was all he needed for the 1v3 clutch. He was so close. But Zed goes for the challenge, finds the pick, and UNILAD will take the series in game 5, round 11 fashion.
I feel for Clay right there.
What more can that man do?
He did everything he possibly could. Kept his team alive throughout many rounds. Won some rounds just by being on the map himself, and 1 more bullet is all it took. That would have been his 17th kill of the game, but it just wasn't enough, and I think the look on their faces really explains it all. This was a series where eUnited had an opportunity to build themselves up in the standings, and now it's UNILAD in that same position themselves.
And again, for UNILAD, that is a big result as they fight for that top 4 playoff spot. These big results against teams like UNILAD, you know, if they can try and steal some other ones, are going to be massive. It's just important that they don't lose to the teams underneath, right? Those games against, you know, Mind Freak or Tainted Minds, they're the ones UNILAD have to solidify. But big wins like that only help them and aid them as they try and fight for playoffs.
I mean, just the situation leading into that game 5, you thought that it had eUnited written all over it. Even though UNILAD come in, you know, they rattle off the first 2 rounds. I mean, you beat them by well over 100 points in the hard point. Pristine was frying, and then you get Kleister just picking up all the kills on the map. I mean, he
There's not
finished
much
with
more
like
he could
16
do.
kills. There's nothing more he could do there, and it all just falls apart in that final round.
Bullet away from a 1v3 clutch in round 11. You kind of have to feel for Clay, and you see kind of the reaction there from eUnited. Again, this just seems to be the story of eUnited more and more recently, right? They put themselves in positions to win, then they have great success, then all of a sudden it just seems this inconsistencies come through.
Yeah, it's a recurring theme from this lineup. I mean, we've seen it since the beginning of World War II, and it's just carrying it through now. Obviously, you had a new player with Fellow, but still, the same questions about this eUnited squad. At times, when we see them at their best, they're beating everyone. They could go toe-to-toe. I mean, to end week 1, they beat Rise Nation.
Right.
And then to start off week 2, they lose to UNILAD.
And again, to reiterate, UNILAD looked really fantastic there. Map 1, Map 2 definitely showed good character. Obviously, 3, 4, not so much, but Game 5, a way to clutch up. And we can send it now to Jess with our PlayStation Instant Reaction with Wuskin.
Thanks. So you guys had such a strong start. What went wrong during games 3 and 4?
What much can you do when someone starts off 20 odd and whatever he was going? If he didn't start off like we said, we probably would have won the map, but he had that start off. There's not much you can do.
Now, this was a very important game, as we've discussed and as Shawnee was telling me. So what does that pressure of knowing that, oh, this could, make or break the playoffs for you, what does that do to affect your gameplay?
Well, I mean, now we can play. So that was this week. I'd say that was the hardest thing we played, and they were in front of us. So now we got that out of the way. We played an LG with confident beating and play Mindfreak confident beating.
So overall, how are you feeling then coming off of that big important win? Like you said, it was the hardest match that you think you've played so far. You have that behind you. How are you feeling?
Words can't describe it. I can't lie to you. Words can't describe it. So it feels, I don't know, too many people doubting us. So when you're in games like that, it proves things.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Folks, if that wasn't the best darn way to start the day, I don't know what is. When we looked at this division, we said that it almost looked easy to figure out who the top 4 teams are going to be, but light all of your notes on fire. Don't even think about your old predictions, because all of a sudden we are going to have a race for the top 4. UNILAD has cracked this division wide open. My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host, and I am joined at the desk with 2 of the best minds in Call of Duty. We got Chance and we got Ant, and it's just a fact. It's an absolute fact. The other fact, though, is the fact that this just gets cracked open here. The stakes were so high going into this matchup, and UNILAD, they're able to do it.
And thank God, because, like, I'm going to be honest, looking at this division, I was not excited in the slightest. I thought it was incredibly predictable, and, like, I felt like I was just doing my job and being like, maybe these 1 or 2 teams could actually make it, but now it is real. Like, that's a map or a series that eUnited can throw away just because they got the win against Rise, but UNILAD's got this, and now they're looking at LG later on this week, or later on, yeah, I think tomorrow is when they play, whenever it is. If they get that win, UNILAD can come out in like 3rd place. Like, they are in a phenomenal position, and they look great. I'm a fan. I'm genuinely a fan of this new UNILAD team.
Yeah, it's probably LG here that's going to need a change of pants after watching this one go down. But looking at all the maps that did play out, we can see it goes all the way to that Game 5. What was kind of the story here? Because we do see UNILAD and getting off to a very quick start.
The story was just different players going off on different maps. I mean, Alex starts off this series going absolutely crazy. I think he dropped 48 or something like that on the first map. He was just in their face the entire time. There was a string of rotations where UNILAD capitalized on towards the end of the game, going from bunker to cabin, and they just flawlessly played it. Their trades were executed perfectly, and they just kind of closed out that game pretty comfortable at the end. The search and destroy, Zed had a really hot start. He went on a streak. He got that full streaks, and obviously they didn't use the streaks too well, but it's just kind of the story of the map of him going off. And then that Game 3 turning point was where eUnited kind of woke up a little bit, and I think we do need to show some love to Pristine having that incredible Game 4 performance. One of the best hardpoint streaks and performances I've ever seen in my entire life. What was that?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was just
unreal. I mean, you talk about this kind of being a series where it was a player going off. Yeah, and it really came down to these individual performances. I believe, what, Chance, in map number 4, it ends up being Pristine with a 16 kill streak.
Gets on 16, and it took like the entire game for any player on UNILAD to like break the 16 kill margin the entire game. So Pristine was frying. He is at his, like, he's peaked. This is the peak of Pristine, at least in World War II. This is back to like his IW form, where at least in the respawns, completely frying the opposition. He's been playing out of his mind. I don't know if he can keep it up just because of how good he's been, but he looks great.
Yeah, one thing I do want to touch on with eUnited is, I keep saying, it's like a theme. Their games are way too back and forth. eUnited needs to start closing out games early or winning some of the first few maps, because every series they're in, it seems like it goes Game 5. But shout out to UNILAD for closing out this series. Impressive win, 2 search and destroys. It does win championships, so they played well.
But ultimately, if that is the theme of the squad, we're very true to the theme as we jump into our play of the game presented by Scuff. It is going to be all the way in round 11, where UNILAD finally, Chance, is able to shut this one out.
And it was a weird round 11 as well. They basically sent 2 players on the flank, or I guess Felony doesn't count, but he gets picked off. Pristine has 3 players, make it basically all 4, that turned around to find him. He basically got lucky to find a kill, but this is where things got interesting, because obviously, we've talked about it before. If you get B site control on St. Marie on either side, you kind of just win. But the issue for RCD is, obviously, he has 3 players to deal with, but he has control, and UNILAD knows. They can't go anywhere. Clayster has him trapped on the other side. The problem, I think, was RCD gives up the B site. And the reason he does it, he's concerned about the flank. He's concerned about someone going in top red. He doesn't want to get shot in the side. But as soon as you give up the site control and give it up to UNILAD, you just kind of lose.
Yeah, you never want to give up this B site. I mean, having control of that bomb site, that's such a power position. You just hold it down and you hope your teammate can go big at A. You see, he gives up that B site because he's scared of a team coming top red. Although if he stayed there, he would have got a few kills. He tries to retake control. If it gets taken out, and he puts Clayster in an impossible situation. So maybe that's a little bit of miscommunication there out of eUnited. But Clay almost darn near pulls this off. I mean, he gets a 2-piece. Ultimately, it's not enough, but I think it's a little bit of a communication error. We saw it at eUnited right there. You want to hold that B-bomb position, gives it up, costs him the round.
I just want to say, yes, this is our play of the game, but it could very easily end up being one of the plays of the entire division.
That was huge.
It's so massive, and we talk about